friends, my name is Megan and welcome to my 42nd Flosstube episode. If you are new here, welcome. This is a channel that is mostly about cross stitch. However, I do like to share my other hobbies when I've worked on them, and I do have a little bit of crochet to share with you today. When I do work on my other hobbies, I like to get those kind of right out of the way at the very beginning of my videos because they only take a minute or two to talk about, and then we can get into all of the cross-stitching goodness. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back and spending some time with me today. I appreciate all of you more than you know. Today is June, maybe the 24th. It's a Saturday near the end of June, and it is not a beautiful day here in Maryland. 2 days ago, it was like 64 degrees. Felt like fall outside, and then yesterday it rained and the humidity set in, and it is still like that today. I checked earlier, the humidity was at 93%. It is cloudy and like rainy, like not the good rain, not like the calming pretty rain. This is like the muggy sticky rain. So that's not been great, but I mean, that's summer in Maryland, so that's what we get, I guess. So what's been going on? Obviously, some of the biggest news I have is that my son Quentin did graduate from high school, thank goodness. That was really, I knew that was going to be an emotional day, but I was not prepared for how emotional I was. I was having a lot of big feelings. Like, we were driving, all of the graduations in the county this year were held at a community college, and we were driving there and we passed the sign that said, you know, welcome, and then his school, and I burst into tears before we even got there. Yeah, so that was a really, it felt like a really big deal for all of us. But it's done and he's doing well. He's enjoying his summer. He's getting ready to go on a trip to Mexico with his dad and his best friend, so he's out there living his best life. Aaron is actually taking him to work right now. Aaron's doing good. It's been really dry here up until like these last 2 days when it's been raining, obviously. But so he's not been able to go fishing, but he's been whittling lures and he's really into that and enjoying that. So he's been good. Cora's okay. She's laying down right here. She's moping because her dad and her best friend Quentin left. So she's obviously distraught. It's so silly, when Aaron's not here, she will sit in his chair at the dining room table and just like pine away, waiting for him to get home, which is very silly. The cats are doing okay. Dingus, the outside cat, she's always just herself, normal self. Mittens is good, but poor old Book Kitty, he's struggling a little bit. You know, he's 16 and a half now, and he's having a little bit of a rough go of it. So, you know, we're just trying to keep him happy and spending time with him, and he's just doing whatever he wants, basically. Okay, so like I said, I have a little bit of crochet to share with you today, and I have got a lot of stitching to share. I feel like this might be the most amount of projects I have ever set up. It's been a little bit more than a month since I've been here, and June is a tough month. A lot of things happened in June personally that make June a tough month, and so I really like dug into my stitching for comfort throughout that time, and you will see that here. So I've got lots of projects to share. I've got stitch alongs and new starts and works in progress whips. I've got some finishes in here, and then very exciting, I have some giveaways to share with you today. I passed my 4-year Flossiversary. That was actually back in March, but I didn't have my stuff together enough to do a giveaway then. And I also passed 2,000 subscribers, so I actually have 3 giveaways to do today, which I'm very, very excited about, and I hope that you will be too. And then we just have a couple of things that came in the mail, mostly email because it's a lot of PDFs. So, all right, let's get started. Like I said, I have a little bit of crochet to share with you today. I've been crocheting for as long as I can remember, and I really enjoy making one skein shawls. And then I decided 2 years ago, I don't remember, that I was gonna make a cardigan, and I got the front done and the back done and the sleeve done, and I decided I hated it, and it like just put me off of crochet for a while. But maybe last year I started working on a little lap blanket, and I actually just finished it. The pattern that I used was called the Fireside Blanket. It's a crochet pattern by Christine Blue. It's like this, super easy. It's called an Almond Ridge Stitch. And I actually took, sorry, I've got, I might have to do some reaching and maybe even some pausing and rearranging because I've got, the way I've got everything set up here. Anyways, I used some yarn that I actually purchased to make another cardigan with, and after this first one I was like, I'm definitely not doing that, so I gotta use it for something. And this is Wool Spun by Lion Brand Yarns. I had a couple different colors and I used up all that I had, and here is my blanket, little afghan. So you can see it's just a little lap blanket, but it's super squishy and really cozy. I am a lap blanket person. If I am sitting in a chair, I just like to, or on the bed or wherever, I like to have a lap blanket. So I made this one and I really like it a lot. It is way too hot to be dealing with right now, but that was a super easy pattern and I'm glad to have that done. Okay, so like I said, that went quick. All right, so let's get into the cross. Sorry about that small technical difficulty, but I think we are good to go now. All right, so what have I been stitching on? I have been working for what feels like forever on 3 different monthly series, and I worked on one of them since the last time I filmed, and that is 13 Moons Mystery Sal by The Little Stitcher. I will put in a picture of what the completed project looks like. And I have been stitching these on a piece of Twilight Blue 32 count linen. And I've been using mostly all of the called for DMCs with the exception of the moons. I'm doing the moons in white sulky, which is my favorite white. It lives in this little bag here that I made. And I did the October moon, which I apologize, I don't remember the name for off the top of my head. So I've got 3 moons left. This is October, I've got November, December, and then there's a 13th moon, which is a spinning wheel. And I will be happy to have that done. Here are the other moons in the series. These are really cute. And they're small, they're like 45 by 48, I believe. There they all are so far. I would like to finish these into little flat folds when they're done one day. Last time I filmed, I also was working on Ms. Lucy Calcutt 1825, which is by Just Stitching Along. I believe that she was in my Q-Snap at that time. I'm stitching this on a piece of 25 count Lugana 1/1 that I dyed myself using all of the called for DMC. And she is beautiful. She lives in this Delicious Threads bag. And here's where I got. So, as you can see, I was working on this page over here, and I finished this page. And then I'd already had this page partially done, so I kind of felt like I was cheating putting it away so soon after that. So I actually took the red border and I did that all the way around the piece. And then I don't know if you can see, there's little like hanging threads here. These are my page markers so that so I can keep track of where I am. Not that that border's all the way in. Normally I do the border as I go, but it's good to get some progress in on her. She's slow going. I think I started her not last year, maybe the year before for my birthday, so pretty slow going. At the beginning of the year, I kind of wrote out a list of all of my whips, and whips are works in progress, and I put some goals next to them for things to do, and this next one was one that I definitely wanted to get done. And when I put it out, I was like, man, that is a lot more stitching than I thought it was going to be, but I just went ahead and did it anyways. And this is Trellis Blackbirds by Plum Street Samplers. Pictures like that. I stitched this on just with a variety of threads that I pulled from my stash. I think the only call for color I used was the color of the actual trellis. That was a DMC. And I stitched it on a piece of 36 count Robin's Egg by Color and Cotton. and it lived in this cute little Snoopy bag. When Cora gets tired, I say she looks like Snoopy, so she gets her Snoopy ears. Anyways, here is my finish. I'm really happy with how that turned out. So pretty. I feel like this color is maybe getting washed out a little bit. I've got, because it's so dreary out, I've got a lot of artificial light going on, but so there it is, cute. That will go up on my bird wall. The next piece that I pulled out for these 20 stitches, Stitch for Pride, for the month of May, was to stitch on something. The stitching prompt was to stitch on something with black, or the project that had the most black, I can't remember now. And if you're not familiar with Stitch from Pride, like I said, it's put on by These 20 Stitches, and every month they give us learning prompts, articles, videos to watch, something that happened in history, action items that you can take, and once you've completed those things, there's a stitching prompt at the end. So this is the one that I pulled out for the month of May. This is Not Forgotten Farms Halloween Barnyard. I did have one other project, I think, that has more black in it, but when I pulled it out, I was feeling unsure if I even still liked it, so I pulled out this because it's got that black border there, and that is what I worked on. I'm stitching this in most of the called for DMCs. I did make a couple of substitutions, and I'm stitching it on a piece of 36 count Fortnite fabrics, but I can't find the little tag for it, so I'm not sure what the color is. Anyways, it lives in this Olivia B. Hillside Rookery bag, which is like my pride and joy. I love this bag so much. It is so soft and squishy, and I love it. And here's where I got to. So if I remember correctly, oops, I put in all of this top border and brought it down and around maybe, and I added in this fencing, and I filled in some more of the barn, and maybe that's it. Everything is off by one stitch. Everything I think is one stitch too high, maybe, which I don't think will actually affect anything. I'm not sure how that happened. Who knows? But I love stitching on this. This is one of those perfect projects for me, so I was glad to give that some love. Speaking of Olivia B. and Hillside Rookery, she has an amazing shop, and she cultivates these beautiful MPI silk packs for Carriage House sampling charts and Kathy Barrick charts and Hello from Liz Matthews charts and la-di-da. Maybe she's got floss for those too. I don't want to misspeak, so I'm not sure. But anyways, her shop is amazing, and I had ordered this chart from her shop along with the silk pack. This is Enchanted by Carriage House samplings, and I got a little, like I said, it's really humid in here, and all of my paper is like not doing well. Anyway, so I ordered the chart and the silk pack from her, and I got this one. She offers both, but I did this lighter one, and she reached out and said that her and Laura Duet of Serial Starter would like to do a stitch along with this, and so we did. So I've started, and Olivia started. I don't think Laura started, and then Emily C, she got the silk pack too, so maybe she's going to be starting and joining in with us. Anyways, it's been great fun doing the stitch along. This was my car project, and it's living in this little pine cone bag that I made. I found this pine cone fabric and love it. I collect pine cones. They're all over my house actually. So this is in this bag, and when Olivia sends her floss packs, they're so nice. They come in like a little bag with the tag, and this one came with 3 skeins. It's only got 4 colors in it. 3 skeins, and then this color, you only need a few stitches of it, so she only gives you the amount of floss that you need. So it makes it super economical to get the silks that you need for a chart that you love and not have to make such maybe a big investment. So like I said, it came like this, and I just made a couple of floss tags for the other ones, and I cut out the labels and put them on there so I could keep track. Cute. These MPIs have been great to stitch with. I'm stitching this on a piece of 40 count Dead Sea Scroll by Seraphim. This is like a little ornament piece that I got from my LNS, my local needle workshop. And here's where I got. So not too far, but I am pretty happy with the progress. I think this might go back in my car next week for lunch. We'll see. But coming right along. Excuse me one second. All right, the next project I have here to work on is actually one that I started on graduation day. I needed something to calm my nerves, and so I pulled from my basket of kitted projects this little small that I got at Stitch Day that Hodgepodge, which is a shop in Pennsylvania, put on. This is a pattern by my friend Ethel. It's called Stitchy Bird, and her company is called Stitches by Ethel. And we got this little kit. Came with all the floss that you need. I did run out of 1 or 2 colors, I can't remember, but it's all just DMC, so that was fine. And then it's got the hoop and the backing to put it all together. I came with the fabric, needle, the whole shebang. And here's my little finish. Isn't that cute? That was really a sweet, fun little project to do. This was, I think, this might be a 28 count linen. So 2 over and adorable. So I'll finish that up in that little hoop and it'll probably live upstairs in my sewing room. All right, I guess I always want to say like the next thing I worked on, but that's not really the case. I had so many projects overlap each other that and there were so many to go through that I couldn't like really put them in any kind of order. So the next project I have to share with you is some gift stitching that I did. I actually completed 2 gift projects. One was for the lunar swap that I'm doing with Heather. Link is my homeboy. That project is complete and needs to be finished and sent off. I can't wait to show you guys that one. It's like driving me nuts that I can't do it today because I'm so happy with how it turned out. I just hope my finishing can do it justice. But the other gift stitching that I needed to do was I'm going to a retreat in a few weeks in July in New Jersey, and I'm going to participate in the smalls. And so I got this chart by Stacy Nash Primitives. This is the Farmhouse Sampler Pin Keep, Pin Disc, Scissor Fob, and Needle Book. It's like this. It's just a PDF I got from her shop. And for the exchange, I did the needle book, the scissor fob, and the what are they calling it? Pin keep. I did not do the disc. I stitched these on a piece of 32 count light natural, just using some colors, some messy threads from my stash. And here's all the finished stitching. So there's the pin keep and the little birdie fob, and then there is the needle book. I just need to put these together. So I'm hoping next weekend will be a long weekend. I'm on my summer schedule, which means I work for 10-hour days, Monday through Thursday, and we're off on Fridays throughout the summer. And then I took off Monday the 3rd, and then I'll be off the 4th. So I'll have a nice long weekend, and I'll hope to do some finishing. I hope to get these finished, and as well as my swap. And this will probably be gone off to their new homes by the time I come back, but I'll make sure to have a little video or at least some pictures of them all finished up. So that was fun. That was nice, kind of like easy, mindless stitching. So in my last video, I finished Blackened Sky by the Primitive Needle, and that had been my focus piece for the year so far, and I decided to that really worked for me, pulling it out every other month and getting a section done, and so I wanted to keep that going, and I pulled out my oldest whip to kind of take that place. And so I'll do that until October, and I'll take a break October, November, December, and start back up in January. So my oldest whip actually just had its 5th birthday, is that right? I think so. November the 11th would have been, I think, its 5th birthday. And this is the Desiderata by Lifetime Samplers. Looks like this. I'm stitching this on a piece of 16 count lamb's wool Aida, and I'm using all of the called for DMC. It lives in this cute little bag. And here's where it is. You can see it's a pretty big project. This border is a lot of stitching. And so last June actually was the last time I worked on this, and I got to the halfway point officially. And so when I put it up this time, I did this top section of border over here and brought it down. This is where the first band will go across. I'm thinking about doing a little bit of recharting on this side. It's missing a few lines of the poem, and I think I might do a little bit of changing around to have it be the way I want it to be. But yeah, it's trucking along. So I will probably just continue to work the border down and around, and then do the center part last. Really can't wait to get some progress on that. All right, the next thing I have to share is another stitch along that I am taking part in. And a few weeks ago, maybe now, Caitlin, who is Cats and Horror and Stitching, sorry, Cats and Horror and Stitching on Flosstube, and I think on Instagram she's Cats and Horror and Stitching Oh My. It's so cute. She reached out to a bunch of people about doing a stitch along to help support Sage of Night Spirit Studio. Sage is going through some medical challenges, and just to show some extra love and support for a designer that we all like very much. She proposed that we do a stitch along, and there are quite a few of us that are hosting it. I'm probably not a great host because I don't post on Instagram very often. I think I've posted one picture since last October, but that's okay. We all share in our own ways. So we all picked out projects to start or pulled out whips to do, and there are project bags to be won and lots of cool things going on. So I'm going to link down below the other people that are helping to host this stitch along and some more information. So the project that I pulled out, I own quite a few Night Spirit Studio patterns, and I've actually purchased a couple more to help support her. And the one that I chose to pull out was Witchcraft Woodcut. I have it on this board because, like I'm telling you, the humidity is really like just destroying everything. So that's what that looks like. I think this is just supposed to be done in 310. I am not using 310 for mine. It's living in this cute little bag that I made. I'm using a Sulky 12 weight in the color 1186. And I'm stitching this on a piece of 28 count Monaco that I coffee tea dyed. And here's where it is. So I did not get very much progress on this so far. Like I said, I was doing that gift stitching that needed to be done, and I couldn't concentrate on this while needing to do that. So, but I've got it still in the hoop because I would like to continue working on this. I think this will be my new evening project. So I'd like to definitely see some progress here. But it's fun so far. Okay. Sorry again. Anyways, I'm not sure where I got cut off there, but I was saying that going back to Stitch for Pride, Dee's 20 Stitches Stitch for Pride, in the month of June, after you did all of your reading and your learning and your activism, then we were encouraged to work on projects that are from members of the 2S LGBTQIA+ community, and I did that. This poor project did not get as much love as I had intended to give it. Like I said, June is a hard month mental health wise, and I could not get this project on the Q-snap or a hoop in a way that I liked, and I just couldn't I just couldn't. But I love this project and I think it's absolutely beautiful. This is Modern Folk Embroideries, Move Forward in Love. This was their Pride sale of 2022. And I did start this last year. This lives in my little rainbow bag that I made. It's being stitched on a piece of 36 count Sea of Fog by Fortnite Fabrics using all of the called for DMC. And here's where I got to. I feel like that light is definitely washing the washing this out quite a bit. But so I finished up all of this part up here on this page, and I brought this down, this border down. I put a little bit of the vine in down there, and I filled in some of these here. And then I was just frustrated, and because I was frustrated I wasn't enjoying it, so I just decided to put it away for now. It'll always be there waiting for me when I'm ready later on. So that was last Sunday that I decided to put that away, and I was needing some comfort stitching dearly. Definitely needed some comfort stitching. And I was thinking back to a conversation I was having with my friend Anna about how nice, like how pretty 18 count fiddler's cloth is. I think it's very pretty, so does she. And then I was, for some reason I went on my Patreon app for something, and I was going through the patterns. I'm a Patreon of Uncanny Kari, and she gives us beautiful little freebie patterns. And I think last time I showed you that I stitched up her little maypole, and I was looking at the patterns that she had on there, and I was like, I think this is exactly what I want to be doing right now. I want to stitch these little pieces of just 18 count Ada. It's all DMC, easy peasy, easy charting. Yes, this is exactly what I need. So I did that. I stitched, in the past week, I stitched all of them that she had on there. So I will show you the ones that I did. I don't have necessarily the names for all of these, but if you join her Patreon, you can find out. So that was the first one. These are all in order, I believe. That was a solstice one. Summer Gothic. This was a little harvest. This one is so cute. Is this my favorite? Maybe. This was part of a bigger pattern. It had a big border all around it, but I stitched the little teacup and I just really liked that, so I stopped there. Little mouse too. These are all just so cute. And lastly, this little mer person. So I spent the last week doing that. I finished the last one last night. And what am I gonna do now? I don't know, because that was like really getting me through, you know. But I'm gonna go through after I'm done all of this. We have some errands to run, house to clean, laundry to do, all that kind of good stuff. Sorry, the dogs. Cora's least favorite person, the mailman, just went by, and she does not abide a mailman. So, anyways, like I was saying, I'm not sure what I'm gonna work on next. I need to go through my whips and pull something out. I don't know if I'm really in the mood to start something new. We'll see. I do have 2 more projects to share with you, and these 2 projects are going to transition us into the next little segment here. So the first one I have to show you is by Ink Circles. It's called Dear Me. This is a new pattern that I actually got for you, but I decided to stitch one of them real quick. It was just so cute, and like I said, you know, I'm entering my deer era, so I put it in this little tiny mousy project bag that I made. And there's no call for anything. You just pull out what you want and do it how you want. So this is a piece of 32 count granite, and I picked out 3 flosses from my stash, and I stitched up Oh Dear. How cute is that? I didn't necessarily mean to give it like a wintry vibe, but there we go. Super cute. And the last bit of stitching that I have to share with you today, like I said, there was a lot of projects today, is the AM 1918 sampler by Mrs. Flossy. This is really pretty. I'm really, really enjoying this. This is all of my supplies are living in this cute little bag that I got from Justine. Cute. I am stitching it on a piece of 40 count oak by Northumberland House Samplers. I got this on Stash Unloading, I think, and I'm going to need to buy a lot more of this. And I'm using this beautiful Bell Swap tool. And I just love this color. And here's where I got to. So I got like the second 2 pages done. When I stitch in hand, it's easier for me to go from right to left. When I'm stitching in like a hoop or a Q-snap, I like to go left to right. So, isn't that pretty? I am loving, loving, loving how that is turning out. So, thank you for hanging out with me for all of that stitching. I apologize for all of the breaks. I remember when I used to be able to do this in like one go. I don't know what has happened in my life that I can't do that anymore, other than Cora. I know Cora happened. Okay, so next up, I'm very excited because it's giveaway time. Like I said, I have 3 giveaways. And I normally like to do kind of like my favorite things, giveaway, and this year is no exception. So let's get started. The first giveaway is kind of sampler related. After visiting the attic and that amazing trip I went to Arizona, I thought I was sampler crazy before. It's like even more so now. So I made this cute little bag for you using this sampler fabric. Here's what the bag looks like. And it's got a navy blue interior because you know I love blue samplers. And in here I made a little thread bed, little blue houses. I've never made one of these before, so it's not perfect, but I don't think you guys will mind. This little blue house and some beautiful blue and red DMC. I like blue samplers, but a lot of people like red samplers, so some blue and red DMC. And then as a chart, the amazing Amy of Mrs. Flossy reached out and offered to supply a chart from her Etsy store to somebody as part of my giveaway, which is super, super nice. So she's got some really cute stuff in there. I'll be sure to link her Etsy shop below, and this is just one of them. I've got another one upstairs. These are well charted, easy to read, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So if you win the sampler bag, then I will get you in touch with Amy so you guys can work out getting a chart from her. So if you're interested in this giveaway, please just use the word sampler. Actually, I'll put that over here. So for my next giveaway, I made you guys a matching pinecone bag to mine. I'm really into deer cross stitching and I love pine cones, like I said, so I made you guys one of these as well. And so along with this, you will be getting this Dear Me pattern by Ink Circles. And what do I have in here? I have, oh, instead of a thread bed, I crocheted you a little leaf. But technically it's a coaster, but I use, I have like little granny squares that I put everywhere, and I use them as little orc catchers, little thread catchers. So you can use this however you'd like. So you get this, and you get some beautiful foresty, naturey colored DMC as well. So if you are interested in that project bag with the deer pattern and everything, just say the word pinecone in your comment. And then lastly, like I said, I went and visited my friend Anne. I don't know if I said I had a conversation with my friend Anne. That's because I went and visited her at her new place in Pennsylvania. And she gave me some charts to either stitch myself or to give away. And so I decided to include one of those in a giveaway. And this is Scarlet House Sweet Tomato, which is so cute. And to go along with this, I got for you the called for DMC, and I made you a little tomato. I've never made a tomato before. I will link the tutorial that I used down below. Isn't that cute? That was fun. So, and if you would like to enter that, please say the word tomato. All standard giveaway rules apply. Please don't use giveaway in your comment in any way. Please be 18 so that you can share your address with me. This is not sponsored by YouTube in any way. These hold no monetary value if they were to get lost in the mail or anything like that. And I do need to keep this US only this time. So if you are interested, and I hope that you are, I hope that you like what I had to offer, I hope that you'll enter one of my giveaways. Okay, so what's left? What came in the mail? Let me, hang on, okay, I needed to pull everything up close enough so that I could reach it. So what came in the mail? First, I've got my Color and Cotton Fabric of the Month. This is a 40 count Coral Canyon. Beautiful. Really pretty color. This is something exciting that I got. I got myself a little antique sampler bookmark. This is stitched on perforated paper, and it is, sorry, I thought we were gonna have another barking moment, but I think the time has passed. This is stitched on perforated paper and backed in silk. It's dated 1857, and it says, there's a variety of letters on it. It says, "Forget me not, oh remember me." And I have it in this little frame right now because I wanted to take it when I went to visit Anne, and I wasn't sure the best way to transport it because the silk backing is very fragile. I don't know that this is the best way to keep it, but it was also easy to share with you guys on here, so I think that's really cool. I counted, it's like a 20 count perforated paper, or 22 count. I couldn't find anything in that size. I think the smallest I could find was 18 count to buy. So if anybody knows of smaller perforated paper than that, please let me know. So that's really exciting. I love that so much. I was a recipient of some stitchy kindness from some of my friends at the Threaded Wren group. My friend Margot finished The Rose and the Giant Pear, 1888 by Hands Across the Sea, and she passed the chart on to me. Love, love, love that. And then my friend Mickey brought her finishes for us to look at of these two scattered seed sampler charts. The first one is Kindred Hearts Needle Keep, and the second is Fruit of the Vine Needle Roll. And she is so talented, and she does such beautiful stitching, and hers were absolutely gorgeous. And then she passed these on to me. I really, really want to start that one. Beautiful. There was an additional, two additional kindnesses that were given to me last month. From my friend Suzanne. She gave me a bag of fabric from a stitcher that I need to, I'm not ready to talk about that yet. That'll be maybe next time we'll talk about that. And she also gave me these beautiful shelves, and I'm going to put in a picture here of the one that I put up in my craft room. I've been using it to hold all of my treasures. So thank you, Suzanne. That was super kind of you. So because of the bag of fabric, sorry, it's right there. Because of the bag of fabric that she gave me, I needed to hunt down a chart. And again, I'll share that later. But while I was looking for that chart, the site that I found it on, they had a couple other things that I was interested in. This first one is $17.99 Work Basket by Summer House Stitchworks. Cora's found her crunchy toy, so there's gonna be some crunching. It's been really fun. It's been really fun watching Susan Standley talk about work baskets. I know she's talking about 1840s work baskets, but just thinking about that and finding this, I just had to have it. She's got some really exciting stuff going on, and I'll be sure to link her below, and you should definitely watch her latest video. She's got some really cool stuff happening. From that same site, I also got this Barnwood Buttons by Rosewood Manor. I've liked this one for a long time, and it was on sale, so I decided, why not? Kathy Barrick had these up in her shop. She, I guess, maybe did a class for them and she had some extras, I'm not sure. This is one of the hand needle case kits that she had. And so I got one. It comes with all the goodies. I watched Kitten Stitcher put out her interviews from not this year's market, last year's market, and when she was talking to Tanya of the Scarlet House, they were showing this chart, Philadelphia Vine 1755, and I don't know, I don't remember ever seeing this before. And I really liked it, so I got myself a copy of that. This came from Cottage Thread Shop, and I also picked up a copy of the Gilmore House Sewing Tray by Brendan Gervais. Already got some flip on. My friend Justine, the one that made that cute little bag, alerted me to this chart. She knows my love of blue samplers, and this one fits the bill for sure. This is Flossie Jones by Waltz Iris Snap Designs. I don't know that I have any of her other patterns except for this one and the next one I'm going to show you. Cute. And I also got Annie Beta Eve, 1862. I really like both of those. They look pretty little and quick. From D. D's 20 Stitches. How many times can I say D's name in one Flosstube? Probably never enough times. I picked up their new chart called Flowers for Sylvia. This is gorgeous. This is just absolutely beautiful. I've seen some people finishing it on Instagram already, and it's great. D makes beautiful charts. This is from Sundown Stitcher. This is Schitt's Creek pattern. It says, I'm trying very hard not to connect with people right now, and like I said earlier, I bought some more patterns from Night Spirit Studio. I got this at Rest. I picked up the other two woodcuts that I didn't already have. This is the Wretched Sacrifice and the Demon's Feast. This one might be kind of hard to see. This is the Widow's Web. Sorry, spiders. Spiders. I love spiders. I know not everybody does. And Ornate Pomegranate. I picked up a piece, maybe from Stash Unloading, of 36 count Pictured This Plus in Ale. This is the called for fabric for Ellen Harrison. But now that I have it, I don't know if it's the piece I'm going to end up using. I might do something a little more gray toned. And then also from various people on Stash Unloading, I got the, or maybe eBay too, I'm sorry, I'm not sure. I got the Happiness is Homemade, the cookbook from Market. It's got some really cute patterns in here. So I picked that up. I picked up the Flower Design in Cross Stitch. This is from the Danish Handcraft Guild, is that right? I think so. This designer Gerda, I don't want to ruin her last name. I've got a few different books of hers and I love them. I picked up this pattern by the Sampler, which is Amelia Davis 1798, and I did not realize when I purchased this that this is almost all overrun. I believe there is one alphabet that is not overrun, and the rest of it is. So, and she's big. 338 by 631. That's huge. So, there's that. I got Ruth by Queenstown Sampler Designs. I almost bought this a couple times and then finally did. And then lastly, wrapping it all around back to my love of pine cones, I got Gathering Pine Cones by Hillside Samplings. and there are a lot of specialty stitches in this. Each of the pine cones is a different specialty stitch. Okay, so that's it. Who knows how long this was, because I had to stop 20 billion times. The sun is trying to come out a little bit, so that's good. Cora's sitting in Aaron's chair, obviously miserable. So I'm gonna take her out and, you know, try to play with her a little bit and see if that does not improve her mood. I hope everybody has been well and is stitching what they love and is just doing the best that you can do. So that's it. Love you guys.